Hey friends, it's Tracy from HallOfFameMoms.com, and I believe I found out why YouTube removed my video from yesterday. Sometime around the last 2 minutes of the video, I talked about the V, and I mentioned the words. I mentioned the two drugs, the one that starts with an I and the one that starts with an H. And you know what? I went and took some screenshots of YouTube's policy on talking about this kind of stuff, and it's really a shame that they are so controlling on the information. So I just want you to know that YouTube sucks, and their policy does anyways. There are people being helped by those two things I mentioned, and they don't want you to know about it. So, anyways, some information does get through. They even admit it. Depends on the context of the information. So let me just tell you this. You can subscribe for my newsletter. I may start an account where I can talk about how I have both of these things, and I'm talking about how our family is using one of them right now on other social media. So you can follow me on some of those places. But that other video was mainly about this topic. Okay, so I tried to edit the original video, and I ended up doing like a reverse editing. I lost the important stuff. Okay, so anyways, I want you to focus on this for a minute. For the rest of the video, the Doctrine of the Lesser Magistrates. Okay, so this is a book that lays it out, and it's a teaching that in a philosophical way of looking at things. There's biblical background for this. There's religious background for this. There's common sense background for this. Okay, so basically what it is, and this is, whether you're just a somebody, you're just a citizen, if you are, small town politician, school board, your governor, mayor, trustee, whatever you are. Okay, the point is that you have, and for parents too, God's given governing powers for different things. Parents are in charge of their kids. We have government leaders who are over certain things, okay? When our leaders are going against God's will, God's principle, I'm not talking about splitting hairs here on many things. I'm talking about big deals here. It is when your upper authorities are doing wrong, there's a point where we have to step in, whether you're the people, whether you are the small town sheriff. There's a point where you need to step in. You step in the gap. It's called interposition. And you say, no, we're not going to do this evil thing. We're not going to do this wrong thing. And you, big power, you need to stop. You need to repent. You need to not do this. In the book, some of the cases that Matthew talks about, this is Pastor Matthew Truella, he shares some of these examples, and I'm telling you, God took care of the tyrants. There's a story from the 1980s, okay, so this is rather recent, where there was a, I think it was in Romania, or Poland, I think it was Romania, could be wrong. But anyways, I think it was in Romania. But at any rate, you'll get the book. It's very reasonable and very worth it. Anyways, the state police, whatever, they were coming after this pastor. And in this place, it was not unusual for people to disappear, and I think never to be seen again. So the people interposed for this pastor. They surrounded the church, and the state police decided to, according to the story, the state police decided to park down the street and wait him out. Well, as word spread, more and more people showed up to surround the church. So there ended up being like 1,000 people that came and surrounded the church and protected that pastor. Well, there ended up being a revolution, and the I guess they were evil leaders. Sadly, I don't know a whole lot about them. It ended up with them being killed. And that's just one example. There's some biblical examples of interposition where the unrighteous, unjust, the wrong, not just wrong, it's immoral laws were being stood up against by people who feared God over man. And God blessed them. So get the book. You can get it at defytyrants.com, or you can get it at Amazon, and I'll put the links down below. Okay? And sign up for my free newsletter. It gives you access to any special printables that I make for my subscribers. I have a bunch of free stuff on my blog. A lot of it's not, you may be interested, you may not. But when you do subscribe to me, the things I'm making now are mostly, I don't make them all the time, but they're starting to focus more on subscriber freebies. Okay, so subscribe to my newsletter to keep in touch in case I do end up losing this channel or I do something else. And get this book. Get it for your politicians. Get it for your pastors. I think it's information that we've really lost touch with here in America. And when you read the book, I think you'll understand what I'm talking about. Anyways, so this is going to be the first video in my Resist series. Is it time to resist? We're going to talk about that, okay? So I hope you'll follow along. This is episode 1. And we'll talk about this again, Lord willing, okay? Be sure to like the video if you did, subscribe, and hit the bell so you get notifications when I put up another video, okay? Thanks for listening.